we've been hiring quite a bit recently over the last 6 months to a year, and we're probably going to be hiring again at some point in the next few months. And a lot of people have been asking us about a hiring process, so I thought it'd be really helpful, hopefully anyway, to share our process, what we do, and probably more importantly, why we do it. So our hiring process is a 7-stage process, and it's kind of, with most things, it's been a bit of a journey to get to this point. I remember the first time I hired, literally CV, that's it. Did interviews. Then probably about halfway through my journey with hiring, I then added a video to the process, so CV and video, and then I'd interview. But again, it just didn't feel like it was enough. It felt like it needed to test more. I mean, I've been very lucky. We've got an amazing team, but I wanted to have that confidence from day one that I'd hired the right person, and that's why I wanted to tweak the process and get a little bit more structure to it as well, so that at least I know what I'm doing, and it's a little bit easier when you've got a process and a structure to follow. So this is what we're currently doing. We've been doing this, I think we did it for the last set of hiring last year, and this is definitely how we've hired our latest one. And as I said, it probably still get tweaked a little bit, but this is how it is right now, and it's working really, really well, and we've all got confidence in how it works. So first of all, we've got a careers page on our website, which has got a video from the team talking and also saying what we want out of it and who we want to join the team, etc, etc. Then there's a link on there for them to apply, and what they need to do is complete an application form, which is designed to uncover a little bit more about the person behind the CV, so to understand if they're going to be a good fit or not, how they fit with their values and things like that. They can upload, or they have to upload their CV with it, because obviously we still need to see the CV, and we also ask them to upload a 3-minute video. It doesn't need to be a blockbuster, just something so that we can see the person behind the CV, so they can stand out and they can show us a little bit about them, who they are as a person, rather than just words on a piece of paper. It helps basically somebody to stand out a little bit more. We then, once we've had all the applications in, the team collectively will review them. So we've got a hiring channel on our Slack. So all the applications get downloaded and popped in there so the team can see and review, and we then discuss who we do and don't want to take further. The next step is we do a technical test and a sample blog. Now, the reason we do this before the interview is because it's quite time consuming to get all of the team on an interview. So we do this beforehand so that, again, we can wheedle out some people. We've already got kind of idea of what they're like as a person from the video. So the next bit is to see if they can do what they say they can do. So we've got technical test checks, and we've used in the past a supplier that did accountancy tests, but wasn't really great. So we've taken the feedback from the last round of hiring, and we're going to develop our own tests for different levels of role and things as well. And this is something that you can do for any role, where there's some key skills that you need to make sure they've actually got. We also asked for a sample blog and a video, and this is going to be part of the person's role. No matter what role they've got in Pink Pig, they will take a turn at writing a blog and doing a video. And one of the reasons we want the team to do that is to build that know, like and trust for the whole team, because we're all a team together, we all do all the work, so I want everyone to shine in the team. So obviously, they need to feel comfortable doing it because it's going to be part of their role, but also it's to make sure that the candidate can string a sentence together is probably a bit of a harsh way of saying it, but so that they can explain something in plain English, because our tone of voice and everything isn't accountanese. We don't like talking in jargon and confusing people. We want to be able to explain something simply, simplicity value. So we're just checking that the candidate can do that, basically, that they can explain something simply so that people can understand it. And it doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be of a standard where we can see that they can do what we need them to do, basically. And I think, again, that's something that can be transmitted to any type of role as well. Get them to do something that they would be doing in their job, to show you they can do it. But also with our blogs as well, because we give them like 3 or 4 different subjects to choose from, again, they're going to be explaining a technical subject that suits their role. So again, it's another way of testing their skills, that they do actually know what they're talking about when it comes to that topic or role, or skill, or whatever it is you want to talk to them about. So I think it's a really good idea, and our marketing team do something similar. Like, they do like a little mini marketing project. So there's ways and means you can adapt it. Then, as I alluded to earlier, step 4 is a team interview. I don't get involved, really. The team get involved in most of it. The team will see all the technical test results and the sample blogs and everything, and everyone gets to say yes and no, etc, etc. So yeah, step 4 is a team interview. So we will try and have the whole team at the moment, but obviously as we grow, that's probably a little bit intimidating. But the person that's joining the team is going to be working with the team day in, day out. So it's really important that they can all gel well together and that they like each other and fit in, basically, and can communicate to each other. So we found this a really good test, and it's not a formal interview at all. I mean, obviously the girls will have questions, but it's not going to be a formal interview, as you will learn very early on. If you don't already know about Pink Pig, we don't do formal class. We're not dinosaur accountants. So yeah, the girls they'll all have an interview, and then we've got an evaluation sheet afterwards that they fill in, and we use it to help organise our thoughts and make sure that we are all on the same track together and everyone gets their input and heard and everything. Again, at this point, we'll work out who's still in the running and who we say no to. Then those that are in the running will go on and do references. So obviously from 2 people, probably similar to most people getting references, but we also ask probably a couple of out the box thinking questions. So things like, how would you manage this person? Where would you say their strengths are? A couple of questions to get some tips, but also dig a little bit deeper than just the standard, would you re-employ them? And we've found that works really well, and we've had some really good feedback from the references. Obviously, I appreciate if somebody's still working, they can't give most of the time can't give their current employer, so we've asked for 2 previous employers or someone who works alongside them that can give them that reference. And always make sure you get 2. One of our ones that didn't make it, only gave 1 in the past. And yeah, there's a reason for that. So yeah, then we'll do a disc assessment, and this is more for us to just make sure that we're on the right track, we're getting the right personality, style and fit, to understand how best to communicate together and things like that. Obviously we want to make sure we get a mix of personalities, because all being the same is a bit boring and probably not very conducive to innovation and ideas and things like that. But at the same point, we need to make sure that the candidate has the right attitude and like personality type for the role. So for example, for accountants, we need attention to detail. So if the person applying hasn't typically got that trait, then they could cause issues. So it's just little things like that. And with the disc assessment, there's no right or wrong. It's just us understanding it and making sure that everyone's a good fit, really, for the right role. And then the last stage will be an interview with myself. And by this stage, it's normally pretty clear that if you get this stage, then it's pretty much a dotting the I's, crossing the T's type of thing. We've never had anyone get to this stage and not have the role offered before. So obviously this is how we approach it, and again, it's probably not right for everybody, but this is what works for us. And there could be some more in-depth questions that we need to ask at the final interview to iron out any little pink flags. Obviously, if we've seen red flags in any of the previous stages, they're gone. But pink flags are things we can work on. And yeah, if it feels right, then offering the role within the interview so that you can get some kind of conceptual agreement, hopefully there and then, which would be really good. I mean, you can iron out all the terms and conditions. So as you can see, the team is involved and feeding back at every stage of the process, and we've tried to do it to minimise the amount of time and effort it takes because everybody's busy. Obviously, there is a lot of input from the candidate, but again, we want to make sure we're getting the right person. So it's going to be intense. There's going to be a lot for the candidate, but we want the right person. We want them to be a good fit. We really care about making sure that the team is the right team. We don't want the wrong team and then them to leave or to not get on and enjoy it. So that's why our process is a really thorough and long-winded, probably, and intense, whatever you want to say. It's a lot, I know, but it works, and that's the main thing. And we have got some amazing people as part of the team because of it. So I hope that helps. Feel free to use any of that for yourself to put your own process in place. Any questions, drop us an email on hello@pinkpigfinancials.co.uk, and we shall get back to you. Happy hiring.